Okay, so this little video is all about the difference between a dark L and a light L. So light L and dark L, again, they're terms that you may have heard accent coaches use. And there are many different aspects of how to realise an L to do with voicing and placement. But today we're just going to focus on one aspect of the L, and that's whether it's dark or light. So the phonetic symbols we're going to use for these two types of L are just a simple lowercase l for a light L and the same symbol with a little squiggle through the middle for a dark L. Let's begin by having a little look at how these two L's are made. Both are made with the tip of the tongue on the alveolar ridge. The alveolar ridge is that bony, fleshy ridge just behind the top teeth. If you use the tip of your tongue, you can feel it very clearly. It's quite a defined shelf at the front. It gets a bit blunter as you move backwards. So when you make an L sound, the tip of the tongue is just on that bony ridge at the front. Oh, oh. The other little bit of anatomy in the mouth that it's useful to look at is the palate or the roof of the mouth. It's hard at the front and soft at the back. So you have the hard palate and the soft palate. So the soft bit of the palate at the back of the mouth can actually rise up and stop the air from escaping through the nose. So when we make an L sound, the L escapes over the sides of the tongue. Right, so let's start by looking at a light L. So this is a light L. As you can see, the soft palate is raised. So this stops the air escaping through the nose. The arrows show the flow of the air coming over the sides of the tongue. So this is a light L. Now let's take a look at a dark L. So the crucial difference you can see here is the way the tongue is raised at the back. This constriction in the back of the mouth is what creates the dark quality that gives this L its name. So as I said before, the symbol for a dark L is just a normal lowercase l, but with a little squiggle through the middle. This little squiggle indicates that there is something called velarization. So this means that there is some sort of constriction in the area of the soft palate or velum, and here it's caused by the back of the tongue raising up towards the soft palate, which gives the sound this darker quality. The soft palate is also known as the velum, hence the word velarization. So here they are, dark L and light L. If we think of the darkness in a dark L as coming from this constriction between the back of the tongue and the soft palate, there are of course degrees of darkness that you can have depending on how far the back of the tongue is raised towards the soft palate. The further the back of the tongue is raised, then the darker the sound will be. So there are degrees of darkness in a dark L. So the kind of L that you have in your accent, whether it's dark or light, will of course depend on the accent. So some accents like Slavic and Ukrainian or Russian accents will have all dark L's. So a word like label will sound like this, label. Other accents might have all light L's, like a Southern Irish accent, so they'd say label. It's a bit general, but there we go. And other accents like mine could have a combination of light and dark. So in RP, traditionally, you would have a light L before a vowel. So the word live would have a light L, or a dark L after a vowel. So the word tall would have a dark L. Or if you had a word like label, you've got a combination of the two. Light at the beginning, dark at the end. Label. So I hope that's been useful, and I hope the next time you're working with an accent coach and they tell you that this accent has light L's or dark L's, the only question you'll need to ask is, how dark are the dark L's?
L, L, O, O.